Hey folks, I just received my 12-volt solutions remote start kit for my 2018 Toyota CHR. This is exactly how it arrived from the Postal Service. We'll open her up here and see what we've got inside. Yeah, pretty nifty little box. Tells us about how we can get a hold of them, how we can save some money with a discount loyalty program, and spread the word and make some money yourself. Let's take a look inside. Looks like we've got an install guide. Everything's pretty nicely wrapped up here. In here there's a warning sticker that's for any mechanic or somebody who's working on your car, that if they disconnect the battery, this vehicle might attempt to start once it's reconnected. There's an alcohol pad here. Not really sure what that's for. I assume it's for the adherence of the sticker. And this must be for the referral program. And there's a couple of cards here that give you some idea about some notes for this particular item. One of the things that they are stressing on this cord is that the Bcm connector is terribly fragile. The pins are very fragile because they're so thin, and you have to be very careful when you're trying to insert them. If you have any resistance as you're putting them in, you should back off, take a look, and make sure that some of the pins aren't bent first. Also on the back here it states something about 7 red flashes if you attempt to start the car and it doesn't start. Just go to 12voltsolutions.com and click the link on 7 red flashes fix. It says it'll take about 90 seconds to fix that. Another card in here that's just saying thanks so much for the purchase, contact information, and that they're trying to keep you happy. If you have any problems at all, give them a call, and they'll try to take care of it for you. At this point, I can't find anything on YouTube that specifically references the installation of the CHR module, so that's why I'm doing this video. I'm going to open this up here, and inside the bag we'll find several wire ties. We'll find the harness itself. This is the Bcm connector. This is the Slp connector. This is 2 plugs that, from what I'm understanding, they need to be connected together if you don't have an OCB plug included with your kit, which the CHR does not have. So when you wire this together, these 2 plugs just need to be put together. That's all. And this is the actual module itself. It comes shipped in a nice anti-static bag, just so you don't have any static causing you problems. There's a couple of connectors here, and this blue and the red connector. Plug in to those somewhere. Well, I'm sure they only go one way, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and see how this works. Well, here I am inside the CHR. It's a little dirty right now, sorry guys. But we have to remove this lower shroud right here, I believe, to get to the components that we need to access. I'm looking like this screw needs to be removed, this screw needs to be removed, and there's another one over here by the center console right here that needs to be removed. So I'm going to go ahead and take those out and pull that lower shroud out. The next thing we need to do is to remove this access panel. Really all you have to do is put your fingers back here and slowly pull this out. It'll pop right off. There's some connectors connected in here. My suggestion would be to remove those. I think gaining access will be a lot easier if we do. After that's pulled out, you can gently pull out this lower panel just below it. I'll remove, and there's connectors down here also that probably for ease of access would be better off removing those. Ultimately, what we're looking for is back here behind this metal bracket. You can't really see it here in this image, but let me get some of this stuff out of the way and I'll see what we can do. Okay, this is what we're seeing back here. You'll see this little brown access plug, I think Toyota calls it. This thing needs to be unplugged at the bottom because what we're looking for is directly behind it, plugged into the main computer inside the vehicle. Okay, I've gotten that removed, and right behind this wiring harness you can see this right here is our Bcm connector. It's kind of a snug fit. Not exactly sure what it is I'm going to need to do to gain access to that. I've got some long needle nose pliers that might be able to do the trick. Once we're inside there, we just tie in the T connector and install the rest of the harness. Well, that was relatively painless actually. I was able to get my hand in there, disconnect the catch for the Bcm connector, pull it out, and plug in the T harness. So we have our red and blue plug here, the on-off switch, which is in the off position, and the other connector that gets plugged in up here underneath the steering column. We'll be taking that off next. This should be pretty painless. Turn the wheel 90 degrees to the right, unscrew that screw, turn it 90 degrees to the left, and there's another one right over here. This lower shroud then, if you squeeze it, it should pull straight down, and that's where you'll find the Slp connector. Both screws are now out, and I'm going to give it a little tug here and see if I can get this lower shroud off. I'm going to have to turn off the vehicle. You want to squeeze in on both sides on the lower portion of the shroud and pull down. Okay, on this vehicle, looks like the Slp connector is just below the headlight switch, and it's located right here behind this box. It's actually black in my vehicle. I've connected the T harness to it, about ready to plug it in to the original. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's all hooked up. Now I'm about ready to go into programming mode. What it wants me to do is push this button on the side while I'm inserting this blue plug into here, and wait for the LED to turn orange, and then release the button and it will turn red. Obviously I can't do all this at once, so I'm going to try it, see what happens here. And voila! One thing I did forget to do is make sure the switch was on before I plugged in the blue cable and held down the button. It did indeed turn orange, flashed, and then went to a solid red. and I turned on the ignition just to the ignition position, not starting the engine. And then the LED turns green, and then we're good to go. And let's see what happens here. Close her all up. Hit my lock button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Hello, she started. One more time. Lock button 3 times. She shuts off. Huh, mirrors unfold, but that's okay. Unlock this baby and get her put back together. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps.